The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror, ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great morning this morning, man. We're up, we're at it, we're doing our thing, man. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Today will be the Friday stream for me. Will not be streaming on Friday because I have some things I got to take care of with the family, y'all. The family got to go touch grass, y'all. Can't be in the markets all the time. But as you guys are rolling on in this morning, man, go ahead and tap that like button, hit that share button on YouTube and X, TikTok. You guys are on fire over there, man. Love to see all the people rolling in here this morning. Keep tapping that like screen over there on TikTok. I see you guys rolling in over there. Appreciate every single one of you guys, man. You guys are on fire over there. TikTok is booming, baby. But yeah, we're going to get into the markets this morning. We're going to do our thing. We're going to look. We're going to see where we're at. We're going to talk about where this market could possibly go. Look at some key levels that we have to look at. I know we get a little bit technical here, but like we haven't before, but we almost have to in this market that we're in right now. We got to start thinking about what is really coming our way, because guess what, y'all? We're in that funky state, man. We're just in that funky state. It smells funky, but it's all good. I mean, I don't want to say it's all good, but you know, it is what it is. You know, we are in the market that we're in, and nobody can predict these markets. And we'll, you know, to a pinpoint accuracy, but we can look at some stuff that will tell us kind of where we're going. I hate to hear the fact that there's more and more analysts coming out and saying that R word, which is recession. There's been a couple key analysts that have come out and said that the United States may be heading to a recession. I don't know who told you that before. Who told you that before? TikTok. Your boy told you that we've been in a recession. You know, TikTok over there. See you guys, man. You guys are rolling in like crazy, man. Keep smashing the screen, man. You guys are just booming over there. But yo, who told you that before? Your boy right here. I told you guys the United States been in a recession for a minute, and that they were going to look back and they were going to say, you know what? I don't think it's been looking great over here in the United States. We've probably been in that R word for a while, and you got more and more people coming out saying it. A couple Fed chairs are saying that they're worried about dipping into that recession. And here we go, right? Here we go. We got Donald Trump coming out saying that he already knows who Jerome Powell's successor is going to be, which is good news because we don't have to, you know, mess around with hiring somebody and all that when Powell leaves next year. You know, it is what it is. We'll get who we get, right? The one thing that we do know is that whoever his successor is, we're going to get rate cuts, right? We're going to get rate cuts because, you know, Trump's not going to hire anybody. He's not going to cut rates. You know what I mean? Keep tapping that like screen on TikTok. Y'all, come on. I see you guys rolling in there like crazy, man. You guys are on fire this morning. Let's go. But yeah, we are definitely going to get into this market. But, you know, a little overview, though. But, yeah, that R word's been floated around yesterday quite a few times by quite a few different analysts. And a couple Fed chairs coming out saying that we might be tipping ourselves into a recession. We did get some initial ADP job numbers yesterday. They weren't terrible, but they weren't good. And one of the lowest performing sectors was obviously manufacturing. So that's not good. They talk about all these trillions of dollars coming over here from manufacturing, and that sector right there keeps going down. That's not good. That's not good at all. But we'll see. We're supposed to get some more data today when it comes to jobs, and we'll see kind of where that flows, and where we head. It's good that the government's back open because now we can start to see some good data come out of the United States. Well, as good as you're going to get. They always go back and revise things. They can never seem to get it right the first time, but at least we get some revisions going on over there. So, yo, TikTok, keep smashing that like button, y'all. We're gonna get into some charts. Gonna get into the market. I see you guys are just joining, baby. Keep rolling in over there. Let's get us up in the For You page. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get into the market a little bit. So we got the Asian market. Hold on. Let me grab the chat real quick. Ali. Good morning, Elmo. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Junior, good morning. Good morning. How are you? How are you, brother? My man. Ken, good morning, good early afternoon to you, my man, my brother over there in the EU doing his thing. Who else we got going on up in here? My man, Selmo's in the building. We can start the stream. Selmo's here. We can start the stream. GG gonna touch some grass. Yeah, man, I gotta go. It's my granddaughter's birthday, so we're gonna roll on out, go celebrate a birthday, man, and do her thing, man. Do that family thing. Gotta love that family thing, man. Gotta get me in the market 24/7, 365. So come on, Elmo. What you got for us this morning, man? What you got for us this morning? So, but yeah, on TikTok, man, keep smashing that like. Let's go. We're gonna get into it right now. We're gonna get into the market. We got the Asian markets. They didn't trade too well last night. They took a little step backwards last night, but as did the rest of everybody else who was trading 24 hours, which is crypto. Took a little bit of step back last night with the Asian market. Got the EU markets over there where my man Ken is. My man Ken is finally pumping the EU markets for me, baby. Ken, keep dumping them profits in there for me. Make me look good while I'm streaming. TikTok, keep smashing that like, man. I see you guys fired up over there, man. Chat is rolling and we are fired up. Yo, Ken, keep dunking your profits over in that market for me. Make me look good. They're all in green. They're looking phenomenal this morning. Go ahead. Come on, Ken. Go to work. Make me look good. Make me look good. Got the pre-markets over here in the United States, all in green, looking phenomenal, looking good, looking like we're ready to roll this morning over here in the United States as well. The S&P, the NASDAQ, and the Dow are all in green. So let's see kind of what we have going on. Yo, NVIDIA reports today, y'all. We can't go any further without saying NVIDIA reports their earnings today, guys. It's going to be absolutely a monster reporting day for NVIDIA. They report, I believe, after market close. So if NVIDIA comes out here and they put out some good projections and they say that, their balance sheets look good, everything looks good, their growth looks good, it's going to send the S&P. I'm telling you guys right now, it's going to send the S&P if NVIDIA does that, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal for the S&P 500 and the rest of tech stocks because NVIDIA runs AI. Call it what you want. Everybody else is playing second fiddle to NVIDIA, right? They run AI. No, it stops with NVIDIA, and they are absolutely got a monster earning today. They closed yesterday at 181. We'll see kind of where they're going to open up today. BSOL, the Bitwise ETF for Solana, the staking ETF, 1852, did okay yesterday. Didn't do too bad. We got the XRPC, the Canary Capital one, at 23.74 right now. Opened at 25. It's down just a little bit, but it's actually kind of hanging in there. It's kind of hanging in there a little bit. So the XRP Canary Capital ETF, not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. It's kind of just flat right now, which is really what you want to see. But let's see where NVIDIA is going to open today, right? Let's see where, if it opened right now, 83.50, 83.56, 83.45. It's going down and up and down a little bit, but it's definitely going to open up higher than what it closed yesterday. So people are starting to believe that NVIDIA's earnings are going to come in strong, which is why you see that stock moving up in the pre-markets. So definitely like that. And remember, guys, if the S&P can send, crypto can send as well. So definitely like what we're doing. Larry Summers resigned from OpenAI. That's at the top of my screen. Breaking. That's not good for OpenAI, y'all. That's not good for OpenAI. That Larry Summers resigns. That's not good. We're gonna see. Oh boy. that where's he going? What's he doing? That's not good. That's not good for OpenAI. But all right. Let's go ahead. Let's get into the crypto market. Let's see where we are. We got Bitcoin sitting at 91,300 right now. You got Ethereum sitting at $3,083 right now. And we got BNB sitting at $921.55 right now. Solana sitting at $138.62. Dip back for Solana. It was up to 140 yesterday. XRP sitting at $2.13. Dip back for XRP2. That was up to 122 again yesterday. We got the Bitcoin fear. Yo, Heat, what's going on? I see you, Heat. I see your eyeballs over there, Heat. I see you, Heat. We're watching the market, baby. We got our eyeballs on the market, Heat. I see you. But yeah, go ahead and smash that like button on your way in. Hit that share button as well. Over there on TikTok, I see you guys. I see all the love over there. Appreciate all of you guys and all the love, because you guys are rolling in fast and furious. Just keep tapping that like screen on your way in. Appreciate you. Just keep tapping that in. Appreciate every single one of you. Gotta love it. So yeah, got XRP pulling back a little bit. Got a lot of people pulling back a little bit in the crypto market. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index sitting at 16. Not good, fellas. Not good, my friends. Altcoin season sitting at 30 out of 100. Cheater, not too bad. We'll get into a little bit of the altcoins and kind of where I think they're going to run, kind of where I think we are in this market here in a minute. And I'll show you guys, not where I think, I'll just show you guys kind of where we are. We got the market cap, total cryptocurrency market cap sitting at $3.13 trillion. Just kind of chopping sideways. You see it on the chart over here. The cryptocurrency market cap just kind of chopping sideways, right? Just not. We kind of are where we are. We're just in a stagnant period, right? Not really moving up or down. It's kind of where we are right now, and necessarily chopping sideways after the pullback that we had. Chopping sideways isn't bad. That's not terrible. We'll take a sideways action rather than downward action right now, depending, because of where we are. We got the Coinbase CEO saying that the Cryptocurrency Clarity Act should be passed by December. As much as I don't really particularly care for a lot of regulations, I do think that the cryptocurrency, they need something to move them along a little bit. And I think maybe it's the Clarity Act. So I would welcome that being passed. it's gonna affect a lot of what's going on in crypto, and we can talk about it a little bit. But you know, KYC is a big piece of that Clarity Act, right? And we all know that there's a lot of cryptos out here that aren't KYC'd, right? And yeah, you can't shut them down worldwide, but what you can do is you can stop people in the United States from trading them, and that's going to have a big impact on what we have going on. Depending on how your cryptos are classified, will depend on the KYC status that they gotta have. So yeah, that's going to get interesting, right? Yeah, especially in the meme coin world, right? It's going to get interesting to see where meme coins fall in that Clarity Act, because we know that majority of them aren't KYC'd, right? And in the United States, you can't stop them from being traded in other countries, but what would happen if we had a purging of meme coins here because they were classified in a certain aspect, and you couldn't trade them here in the United States. That would have a big impact on the meme coin market in general. I'm not against some regulations being in cryptocurrency as a whole. I think we need a purging in some of these cryptos. I think the market's way too diluted. There's way too many cryptos out there. It's way too diluted. We need to kind of shrink this market up a little bit, so that we can get this money flowing in the right directions. So definitely not against what's going on, but you got to be careful because depending on how meme coins are classified under that Clarity Act and where they actually end up falling when it's all said and done, could have a big impact on the future of meme coins. Huge impact. So yeah, go ahead and hit that like button, y'all. Hit that share button on your way in, on X, on YouTube, and on TikTok. You guys do what you guys are doing over there. I see you guys over there. Just keep smashing that like button, man. Just keep smashing that like button. I see you. I see you guys over there. Yes. So yeah, go ahead. Let's keep doing it. But yeah, the Ethereum Bitcoin ETFs had a negative $447 million outflow yesterday. Yo, BlackRock is dumping. BlackRock is dumping BTC, man. I don't even want to say it's BlackRock dumping. It's the ETFs that are dumping. Yes, BlackRock is dumping some Bitcoin back into the market, but really, you can't blame BlackRock for dumping Bitcoin into the market when it's an ETF. That's people buying the ETF and selling the ETF. So they're just executing people's transactions, right? Is all they're doing. So, people are allowed to buy and sell ETFs, right? And we see a big, huge negative outflow of ETF volume, right? That's necessarily not BlackRock dumping into the market. That's people selling their ETFs. Joe, good morning, good morning, good morning. No project. It's still in development, Joe. We're kind of still trying to figure out when it's going to come out of development, when it's going to go into when it's going to be battle tested, Joe, and when it comes out of development, and that's kind of what we're waiting for, Joe. Is for it to come out of development. Uh, so right now they're testing it and building some stuff and testing it and trying to beat it up a little bit. So they have that layer one. Well, I mean, obviously you never want to release it until it's out of test. So yeah, that's kind of where it's at, Joe. But stay tuned, man, because as soon as I get some updates on that, I'll release them here. Yeah, but the new layer one, the new big boy layer one, that Coinbase is getting ready to drop. That's on pre-sale right now. Woo! What's going to happen with that bad boy? Coinbase is launching their new a layer 1 pre-sale over there, and that thing is up to about 2.5 billion on the pre-sale price, projected price. I'm telling you guys, I think that one's going to move. I think that one's going to move. See XRP, BTC. We got over there on TikTok. Al, you say XRP, BTC, ETH. I like them. I think XRP is going to move. I think BTC. We're going to get into some BTC and we're going to get into some Ethereum. I think there's good news on all of them. Al, so I think XRP's biggest catalyst right now is when the iShares ETF drops. I think everything else right now prior to that is like play money, right? It's all play money. But they gotta drop the ETFs, right? I think anybody with an ETF that does well in this market is probably going to have the biggest bull market. They're gonna perform the best in the bull market. Everybody else is gonna kind of shrivel up, because that's where the new money's coming, right? That's where the new money's coming. It's coming from ETFs. It's coming from companies, and we'll get into that. Tim Ski, what's going on, brother? How are you? How are you, brother? How are you, Tim Ski, my man? So, I said this. I said this, and we got into it a little bit, and we'll get into it a little bit more. You see Bitcoin dominance sitting at 58.3, starting to come down a little bit, right? And this is what we want to see. Is it coming down in the right direction? Is the money moving where it should be moving? Yeah, that's the question, right? Is Bitcoin dominance dropping and people moving their money to altcoins, or is Bitcoin dominance dropping and people moving their money to USDT? That's not what you want to see, right? That's not what you want to see. You don't want to see people moving their money to USDT. You want to see that transition happen between Bitcoin and the altcoin. So you got Bitcoin dominance starting to come down a little bit. So when we look at it, we like kind of what we see here, 58.3%. But you notice the Ethereum dominance hasn't gone, in collaboration with the Bitcoin dominance drop, right? So as Bitcoin dominance comes down, you would expect that Ethereum dominance to start to come up and start to rise a little bit. And that is not what's happening, right? Which should raise a little bit of concern, but we'll see. We'll see where it actually goes. But you can see from the chart here that the Bitcoin dominance is dropping a little bit, but so isn't the Ethereum dominance. And that's slightly a problem. And that's kind of why you see the market where it is right now. That's slightly a problem. But when you have people that are sitting on the FOMC boards and everybody else starting to talk about that R word, which is recession, people start to run for safety, right? And Ethereum's not safety for people, right? Ethereum's not safety. But I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if you see the Bitcoin dominance tick way up today because of that conversation. But look at where gold is. Gold's up again because of this conversations and because of these talks that are going on and because of where people are saying the economy is and possibility of us going into that recession. You see gold and silver getting their way up today, which makes sense. You see people leaking out of the market, getting into gold, getting into silver, getting into precious metals, hedging their bets. And you see the bond market is down, right? You see people coming out of bonds. Like you guys, from a cryptocurrency standpoint, you guys have to understand the bigger picture, right? And I think that from a crypto trader that's just in crypto, if you're not looking at the overall macro environment of finance and things like that, then you will lose this game, right? You will lose this game of crypto. because the macro matters. Where the money's flowing matters. All of that stuff matters. And if you're not paying attention to that, you're gonna get wrecked. You'll get wrecked. So we got the market cap sitting pretty steady. Bitcoin dominance for the most part sitting pretty steady. Ethereum dominance, it's steady. We'd like to see it grow. We'd like to see that Bitcoin dominance come down a little bit more and that Ethereum dominance go up. So hopefully that's kind of where we head. But here's the interesting piece. Look at the futures. Look at the longs and shorts. Boy, oh boy, are people coming out of this market right now. $768.42 billion in the market right now. Remember, we're tipping 800, 900 billion in the market. Oh, people are coming out of longs and shorts like crazy. Well, I shouldn't say they're coming out. A lot of them are coming out willingly, and a lot of them are coming out unwillingly, with the market makers taking them out. But either way, the futures are starting to come down a little bit, and the less longs and shorts you have in the market, right, the less the market makers can go to work and start to liquidate them, and then you get natural volume, and you get, hey, thank you for the heart me over there. Appreciate you on TikTok. Appreciate you. Nice gift. Thanks for the gift. Appreciate it. But the less longs and shorts you have in the market, the less the liquidators, the market makers can liquidate, which in turn means that the market can naturally move itself up and down the way that it needs to. Scottish, good morning. Good morning. Look at Crow. We'll look at Crow in a minute, Timsky. Crow's a touchy one, because crypto.com going to be one of the biggest exchanges in the business, but what are they doing over there in that blockchain? That's the question. Like, there's really nothing going on over there on that blockchain, right? And that's the problem, right? So, I mean, yeah, you look at the futures, that volume is like way, way, way down. So looking at the bubbles real quick, there's Crow right there, up 8%, up to 11 cents. It's up 8% on the daily. So yeah, Crow's moving a little bit. It's going to be interesting because Crow has a partnership with World Liberty Fi. So as depending on what World Liberty Fi does is going to dictate kind of how Crow goes as well. And there was some news over here, right here. No, there was some news I read somewhere this morning in regards to Trump doing something for cryptos. Yeah, Trump organization launches Madeline's whatever they're launching over here, resort for crypto. This is probably connected to World Liberty Fi, which is probably connected to Kronos, right? I didn't read too much into the article because it is what it is at this point. To me, when it comes to crypto, you got to look at the technicals right now and not so much the news. You gotta filter out the noise, right? So when we look at the bubbles, I mean, the hour's filling in green as well, which is good. It's good for us to start opening up with a nice green hour. I mean, yeah, it's not in the best situation. Bitcoin sitting here at $91,375. I mean, it's not the best situation, but we have to put in green hours to put in green days, and you got to put in green days to put in green weeks. So even the little moves up are a welcome right now in this space. Ethereum, $3,092. Ethereum's got to hold $3,000. We got to hold $3,000 on Ethereum, and Ethereum's been fighting this $3,000 mark right here. It's been 3,100, 3,150. It's been fighting this support zone right there. There's a strong level of support at 3,000. It's got to hold it, right? But let's go and look at the total 2, right? This is the total 2. This is where we are. This is on the weekly. This is where we are, right? So you can see the total 2 has been on a pretty good uptrend since 2023, right? Same right around the same time we started tracking the Bitcoin uptrend. We started tracking the total 2. See, it came out of the channel like up here, had a big run, right? And then, obviously fell back down into the channel and did its thing, right? And these are all your altcoins, including Ethereum, right? So this is a big deal because we got to pay attention to the total 2, because if you look at the bottom of this channel, it's acted like support since 2023, right? For the most part. I mean, we dipped out of it once. We came right back up inside of it. Dipped out of it once right here, back in 2025. It looks like probably around May, right up in here. No, April. Yeah, April, May area right here. We dipped out, but we came right back in and used that bottom side as support, right? Before we had that next move to the upside. Here we are now, right? This is a drill this in for you guys. Here we are now. We're bouncing right off the bottom of this channel right here, right? So keep in mind, like, this is all of your altcoins, right? So we're bouncing off the bottom of this channel. Yo, yo. Yo, yo. Mark Yo says yo, yo. So yeah, we're bouncing off the bottom of that channel, right? Which is something to pay attention to, right? Because if the altcoins fall out of the bottom of this channel, we're gonna see. We'll do this right here in front of you, right? So when we look at this channel, right, it's sitting at 1.27 trillion dollars right now, right? If altcoins can't hold where they are right now, you can expect this market cap for altcoins to come down somewhere roughly in this 1.1 trillion, right? It doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot of money that leaves altcoins, right? And that's all of your altcoins. And the problem is, when you look at your indicators right here, you're overbought. You're overbought right now. So there's going to be some downward pressure on them on the weekly. You're overbought. So we'll see. We'll see if we can hold on. And then you have your momentum is still moving to the upside on the total 2. So maybe it can hold on and spring up. What you would love to see from this is this to bounce off the bottom of this, come up to about halfway up in here, and then start to cool off and use the bottom as support again, and then spring up. That's what you want to see. That's the best case scenario right there, right? That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm watching for, right? And then when we move on over here to Bitcoin and we look at its weekly chart, right? We'll look at BTC's weekly, and let me pull BTC, see where we're at here, right? So when we look at BTC's weekly, we're outside of this tunnel right here, right? That's not good, because this is the one that we've been tracking since 2023 over here on the weekly, right? It's used this bottom level as support every single time. It's still trending to it's still trending to the upside, right? When you get this volume, right? So the volume is still trending to the upside. The indication is that it was overbought right here, and you start to see it come down and people start to sell off on it right now, right? Not the best situation, right? That people are starting to sell off at the bottom of this channel right here, right? and when you're outside of the channel, I should say. But there is a level right here, and we're still in a bull market until we pass this level right here. I'm telling you, this right here, it was probably the start of, yes, Bitcoin has been in a parabolic, it has been on a steady move up since 2023. But this level right here, depending on what chart, I always say depending on what chart you're looking at and depending on who you're listening to, will kind of, everybody's kind of on the same boat. $1,000 here, $1,000 there. That's irrelevant to the conversation, right? Roughly, we're all in the same area, which is right around 73,500, 73,200, 80,000, wherever, right? This was probably the parabolic run that Bitcoin went on, its biggest move to the upside, right? So to me, I'm saying we're still in a bull market until we break that level, right? Until we break below that level right there, we're still okay. I don't want to say we're necessarily in a 100% bull market, but we're still okay. But to get down there, we've got to you got to break this support level here at 80, 82, 82.8, between 82.8 and 85. There's some strong support there. So you could see, and you'll understand why I'm telling you this here in a minute. You can see that there's a strong support level in that area right there. But Bitcoin's definitely in a sell-off position right now on the weekly. You got the sell signal here on the weekly, starting to come down a little bit, and not actually performing the best, right? This is why I'm telling you this. This is why this makes sense. This is how we'll bring all this together, my friends. Timski will bring all this together for you, man. Give me $50. And I'll Timski, you give me $50, man. I'm the one sitting here. So when we get over here to the futures, right, this is where the market makers kind of go to work and how they manipulate the pricing. They come and they liquidate people, and they bring the price down to manipulate people. They bring the price up to manipulate people, depending on where the liquidity is, right? So this is why this is important, right? So it all comes together. So where's the market headed, right? So when you look at this, you can say that the shorts in the market are sitting right around $89,476, right? Is where the majority of them are sitting. You got about $951.1 million sitting there, right? To be liquidated down there, right? So keep that figure in mind, 89. In the longs in the market, gonna probably get liquidated right around 92,000, right? $92,356, right? So them are the two levels that you're looking at. You're looking at the 80, you're looking at this level right here between 89, 89.3 and 92.3, right? So them will be the two levels that the market makers play around with, right? So don't be surprised if you see a situation, and we've called it right pretty much all the time here in this station. We've been right, pretty damn close to where this market's going based on these liquidation charts, right? And we talk about it 3 times a week, and we get off, and within a week we seem to be right on, almost close to being on the money. So look for that price to probably either swoop up to 90, 92.3, swoop back down to 80 to 80, 89.3, somewhere up in there, or do it in reverse, swoop down to 89.3 and swoop back up to 90 to 93,000. But them are the ranges that we're playing in right now, right? And why is that important when you get to the Bitcoin chart? Because remember what I said, there's a huge level of support sitting right around 88,000 on Bitcoin. So I think we'll play around with that area right there. So I think that's actually a good thing. So that's where you can expect the market to head, right? Because that's where the market manipulators are going to take it, right? So what do we got going on chain? When we look at the volume on chain, you know, we'll look at it. We'll filter it by 24-hour volume. You got Solana yesterday did 3.16 billion, 3.14 billion, I'm sorry, in 24-hour DEX volume. That's a big increase from where we were with Solana before, which means that there's money coming onto the Solana blockchain. You got Ethereum sitting at 2.64 billion, increase from where we were before. So there's money coming onto Ethereum. You got BSC making a good move at 2.3 billion. A lot of money coming on the BSC right now from where we were on Monday. We're shitty on Monday. Base sitting at 1.47 billion. A lot of money flowing onto the base chain right now. So if you watch the money flow, excuse me, if you're watching the money flow on chain, you can see that the money's flowing on Solana. BSC and base right now are the biggest kind of uptrenders for 24-hour volume. But I want you to pay attention to one blockchain right here, which is Arbitrum, which has gotten up to 830 million, right? Remember, we talked about Arbitrum a while ago, and I said to you guys, watch out for Arbitrum because Robinhood is building on top of Arbitrum, and this is where they're going to put their 24-hour trading tokenization for the EU. And ever since that happened, ever since Robinhood rolled that out, you've watched Arbitrum volume steadily increase, right? So it's not going to surprise me if in the first quarter of next year, we're sitting here talking about Arbitrum doing over $1 billion in volume, right? The more and more they roll that out, it's not going to surprise me if that happens, right? So, you know, watch Arbitrum because this is Robinhood's go-to. This is what they're building on top of. And if you think Robinhood's a joke and you think Robinhood ain't no good, just go look at what they're doing over there price-wise. Go look at what they're doing over there volume-wise. And you may just change your mind. You may just change your mind, player. So, yeah, watch Arbitrum. Where are we at for time? I went way over my time yesterday. I mean, on Monday. So, let's go ahead. Let's look back at this market. Let's see what XRP is doing. I want to see what XRP is doing because of their ETFs. I want to see kind of where they're flowing, right? And how they're flowing. I mean, I know we were down coming into the day. We're going to flip this chart. We'll flip this chart to the hourly. We'll see what's going on right now. And then we'll look at Chainlink as well. Not good. So when we look at XRP sitting at $2.13 right now, what are we looking at, right? What are we looking at, Selmo? What are we looking at, Junior? What are we looking at with XRP? What are we looking at? Where's it headed? Where's it going? What's it doing? Hit that like button, y'all, on your way in. And tap that like button over there on TikTok. Tap. You guys are doing a great job over there on TikTok, man. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Just keep tapping that screen, y'all, because that's what keeps us in the F. That's what's going to get us up and moving. And that is also what's going to stop me from having to go behind the scenes and mess with these buttons over there when they're wondering if we're still live. So, yep, go ahead. Keep tapping that screen, y'all. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Hit that like button on the way in. Consolidated on 1 hour. Yeah, Junior, I'm looking at XRP. It's kind of consolidating right now. We'll do this right here in front of you, right? Let's show you what I'm looking at on the hourly, right? We can look at this on the hourly. I'll show you kind of my levels of where I kind of think you need to watch out for. And where we're probably headed. We'll draw it up right now. not too many people will draw it up for you live. Usually most people want you to most people will do this behind the scenes and then come out and be like, oh yeah, I told you this was going to happen, or I told you that. No, we'll just do it right here. Here's what you got going on the hourly, right? Can we agree that that's what's going on right now? You're in a downward trend, kind of consolidating. I mean, it's not perfect because we're doing it live right now. You got a nasty resistance level sitting right here. Which once was support, where you're at right now, sitting at right around 215, 212, somewhere up in there. You got a nasty line of which once was support right here, now becoming resistance right here, right? So until you break, XRP is bearish, right? Until you break out of this channel. When you break out of this channel, it's probably going to be right around $2.15, $2.16, right? If XRP can start to gain some support right around $2.16, you're probably going to head back up to $2.20 and then $2.25, right? That's probably what XRP's got to do. But if it does drop out of this, right, let's say it can't hold that, it's using that as resistance, right? It can't hold it. It's probably going to head on back. And it looks like it's in a sell-off right now. You got the sell signal right here. You got the sell signal right here at that's on that candle right there. It's on that actual support line right there. $2.22, right? You got the sell signal. And it still looks like it's on its way down. So where is it coming to? I'm gonna say it's probably coming. Where are we at right here? Probably, boy, we got to pull this chart back. It's probably coming right around 210. 210 is probably where it may bottom out and start to go back up. Roughly in that area. But yeah, it's definitely consolidating a little bit right now. But don't be surprised if you see it pull back to like 210, right? Got Solana sitting here on the hourly. What's Solana doing right now? You got momentum moving to the upside, but you got an oversold, you got an overbought situation. We got a situation. We got an overbought situation. There was your short signal. Came in right here on this support line. I'm gonna guess 140. Yeah, 140, 141. Definitely heading back down to the downside. Solana's not looking too hot right now. Probably come back down here. Probably right around up in here. Right around 137. Solana could be coming down to 130. It's sitting at 138 right now. If it can't hold 137, it's going to be on its way down to 120, 129, 130, somewhere up in there. So yeah, we'll see. See where the market heads today. But keep an eye on this total 2 right here. Total 2, total 3, whichever way you want to play it, right? But yeah, right here. It's we gained some momentum. The volume, you can see the volume, it started to come down here, consolidate here, and we're kind of in this consolidation on this total 2 right here. But see if it can bounce off the bottom line right here, which is about 1.26 trillion. If it can hold that bottom line of support right around there at that 1.26 trillion, you can see a bounce off of that. And you can see a pretty good bounce off of that. You can see your altcoins move, right? You definitely can see your altcoins move off of that. Let's see where UST dominance is right now, because this will tell you whether or not people are stable coining up, right? Let's look at USDT by market cap. Over the hour, look at that. Here's this. This is good. This is good for altcoins. This is good. This this is kind of what you want to see happening right now. So this is the good news that we're going to get to today on this stream. And I'm looking at this with you. I haven't looked at it. I haven't looked at it this morning. I didn't do any pre-work on this, but this is absolutely good. This is really good news for the crypto market. So USDT right now on the hourly, you look at it, it's way overbought right now, which means a lot of people stabled up. And on the hourly, like the biggest stable up was probably right here, right around November. Was Wednesday, the 19th, which was today, right? Today was the top. And look at what you're seeing now. You're seeing people come out of stable coins, right? People are coming out of stable coins right now. So where is that money going to flow? If they're coming out of USDT, 9 times out of 10, they're putting that money back into the market, right? So you want to see this USDT chart in the red, right? Because every time it's in the green, the market is going down, right? People are stable coining up, the market's going down. You might as well stable up with everybody else, right? But when this thing starts to go into the red, that means people are flowing their money back into the market. And that is an absolute welcome sight, y'all, to see on the hourly. And like I said, I bet you if we flip to the hourly chart right now, it's green. I mean, you don't even got to speculate, right? You got the USDT dominance right here. It's going in red. Where are people putting their money? Well, they're putting it right here. They're putting it back in altcoins, right? They took it out of the market. They stable coined themselves up. And now they're flowing it back into the market, which is making the market green. So we're just recycling this market cap, right? And that's how you recycle this market cap, right? So look, and that's a very, very welcome sign for altcoins. That means that money is coming back, and that's what we want to see. So yeah, definitely, and it definitely. But here's the problem: looks like it's it's overbought. It's going to come down. Yeah. So yeah, I like it. I like where this is headed. It's got a lot of meat on that bone too. Got a lot of room to run. A lot of room to run to the downside. And the further down that goes, the better off the altcoin market is. So I like it. Now it's just a matter of picking the right projects that people are flowing their money into, right? Don't go out there picking crappy projects that you're going to put your money into and think that this big money over here is flowing into them projects, because you're probably going to lose. I wouldn't be investing in anything outside of the top 100 right now. Be honest with you. Anything outside of the top 100, I wouldn't be putting any money into it right now. Market's too touchy. Market's too touchy right now. And there's a lot of words that are being floated around out here, like recession and things like that, where you don't want to leave yourself exposed to a lot of speculative assets, right? So let's go over here. Let's look at some of the lower market caps. Let's see how they're performing, right? In this market, right? Here we are. We're in this market. Like, let's see what we got going on over here. Oh, HyperSwap. This one's on Solana. You guys know I'm big on this one. I really like HyperSwap, but I'll tell you guys, sitting at 326.8K right now. Probably not the best situation to be flowing a bunch of your money into, right? Not right now. You look at it, it lost right here. Was it support? This was a huge level of support right here, and it lost it. It didn't lose it. We're looking at the daily chart, I believe. Yeah, we're looking at the daily chart. It didn't lose that support level. It blew right through that support level. XRP, let's fucking go. Yeah, XRP looks like it's looking good. I mean, if it can get above that $2.15 and hold it for a minute, it's gonna go to 220, 225. But they need that catalyst. They need them. XRP needs them ETFs. They need that catalyst. They definitely need that. There's just no way around that. That they gotta have, and it can't be Yeah, I mean, I know they have some, and there's more coming, but it's got to be that 21 shares. It's got to be that big one. It's got to be that big. It's got to be them bigger boys. Them big boys have to come to the XRP party and play. White Monkey. We look at this one. I like this one too. I just it's working its way back up to 8.08 mil. We talked about it down here at 7. So put another million on the chart. Got a nice green candle on it today. We'll see if it can hold it, right? See if it can hold it. X Cellular. I know some of you guys are invested in that. Sitting here at 4.8 mil right now. When we look at this thing on the daily, here's what happened. Like, let's look at the chart. Let's look and see what happened. You had your launch. This was a 20x, right? Did great, phenomenal, a great launch, right? Great launch. Had a 20x here. Had a monster pullback. Came back in. Set. Look at what happened. That's halfway up that 20x, right? So did another, did some X's here, right? Had a pullback, right? And here we are, right? And during that pullback, what happened? Came about halfway up that run, right? About halfway. That's about from here to here, and then over here is about halfway, right? So you got about half of that back. Had a run again up to here, and now you're back down. So I think the best you can expect out of this thing is probably the recovery is probably about halfway up this last run, right? It's probably it, because look, you got half, you got 50% down, 50% back. Now you're down again. So if you go 50% up this run, it's probably right there. Probably right there. That's probably that seems to be the pattern with that project. So about a big pullback, 50% recovery, big pullback, 50% recovery. But we'll see. We'll see if they break that trend, right? But yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some of these projects are looking good. I mean, we don't got to go through a lot of the DeFi projects because they're all basically in the same boat. They're on that struggle bus because of liquidity, and till you get liquidity back into crypto, till you actually get a bunch of utility flowing into crypto, them DeFi projects, they're gonna struggle. They're gonna struggle. It just is what it is, man. What's Picoin doing? 22 cents. Moved up on the day. Doing okay. Not bad. Not bad, Junior. Pi's not doing too bad. But yeah, them DeFi projects, I mean, will you get, a couple of them that take off to a 10x or, a 5x or 2x? Yeah, you will. But, if you're in 10 of them, only one of them is going to run up that high. You're going to probably lose on the rest. And then you'll probably, you'll end up breaking even is what'll happen. You'll end up breaking even by the time you take your profit. So off of the one. So after that isn't after that run with XEL, it was never the same. Nah, when you get a 20x, and unfortunately, Selmo, for people that were in XCL, they got a 20x and they wrote it down. They wrote it all the way back down. You got to take your profits, guys. You guys got to take your profits. Even in a market like this, you have to take your profits. You know what I'm saying? You have to take your profits. SPX 6900, sitting number 101. And yeah, I love SPX 6900. Scottish. I actually got a long in on SPX 6900 right now. Kelcher, good morning. Yeah, Scottish, I got a long in at XPX 6900 right now. I got, I just that's a project. I took a long on it. I put some low leverage on it. I took a long on it, and I'll just sit there and let it marinate. I'll just sit there and let it marinate for a little while, see what happens. I think that that's going to be. I told you guys when it comes to meme coins, I think that there's going to be some runners, right? And I think your meme coin season is going to be very short lived, right? It's going to be very short lived, maybe a couple months. You're going to get. I still think that altcoins are going to pump, right? But we got to go back and look at this thing realistically, right? Let's take our rose-colored glasses off, right? And let's look at this thing realistically. And we'll pull this back on the week again because it's going to be easier for me to show you on the week than it is on the hourly. I'm going to show you guys what you should have did versus what you did. All right, so we're on a total 2, right? This is 23, right? So you had a nice run. Let's get our measurement tool out here. But everybody's talking about we didn't have a bull run. Let me just dispel that myths right now. 2023, just on your altcoins alone, right? There's a 74% gain between October. Well, it's called no, that's November and November. That looks like November, March. Between November and March, you had a 79% gain in just your altcoins, right? Just your altcoins, right? You should have took profit. You should have taken some profit right there back in 2023, 2024, right? And then we'll move over here to what I think is probably the biggest altcoin rally that you're going to get this run, right? It was right about here. Started about here. So back here in October 24, October of 24 to March. Yeah. Right here, you're looking at an 86% gain on your altcoins, right? That's all altcoins together. You're looking at another 86% increase right there, right? So you should have took some more profits off the table then, right? Is what you should have did, right? So when you see these pumps, this is why I'm telling you guys to pay attention to these charts, these total 2 charts, total 3 charts, whichever one you prefer, right? With Ethereum, without Ethereum, right? Whichever one you prefer. But when you look at that, you had let's just call it an 80 and an 80, just for nice round numbers. You had an 80% increase in your altcoins. You didn't take any profit there. You can't blame anybody but yourself, right? And then that second run, you had another 80% increase off of that, right? So when you look at it in totality, like, did we not have bull run right here? You look at it, we'll look at it even in more detail, right? If you just take it from 23 to right here to 24, from October to October, 1,000%. 1,000% increase almost. And that looks like a bull run to me. I don't know what to tell you, but that looks like a bull run to me. So, like, I mean, will we get another push up in altcoins? I think so. I'm kind of hoping to bounce off the bottom of this channel, and maybe we get another 80% move, right? And maybe you didn't take profits down here, and maybe you didn't take profits here. Don't miss it here. Don't miss the profit taking off of this next bounce, right? Don't miss that. See you later, Junior. Because if you miss that, you might not get another chance, right? We're getting to the end here, right? So you might not get another chance, right? So I mean, we're getting close. Whether we get a bounce from Bitcoin, whether we get a bounce from the total market cap, whether we get a bounce off the total 2, whether we get a bounce off the total 3, you don't have too many more bounces left in it, right? I'm not saying it's over, but what I'm saying is you don't have too many bounces left to get your profits out. So if we get a bounce, even if it's a 50% bounce or 70% bounce or 60% bounce, take your profits. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with taking your profits. Make sure you catch them bounces is what I'm telling you. So with that, guys, we're going to get up out of here for the day. I got to get to work. I got to do my thing. I hope that brings some clarity to kind of where we are in the market. We're still in a bull market. We're teetering on the edge of a bull market, but we're still in a bull market. I think we can get a couple bounces here. I think we can move to the upside a little bit here. Will Bitcoin get back to a new all-time high? I'm not seeing it, but do I see a bounce up to like 110? I can see that on the table, right? Do I think Ethereum is going to break back up to the upside? I think Ethereum's got a lot of room to run in it. I think it's fine. It's got a lot of room to run to the upside if market conditions say that it should. I think that the altcoins were in that spot, right? We're in that 50-50 spot of which way do we go, which direction do we head. And I think it's just a matter of just watching the data, right? Clear the noise out. Every project and their mama is going to come out and tell you what they're doing, how they're going to pump this, how they're going to pump that, what's going. Clear the noise out. Watch the charts. Look at what the data is telling you. Understand that Bitcoin controls 58% of the market right now, almost 59%. So what Bitcoin does, the rest of the market will do. Ethereum coming in second with that. So them two projects alone hold about 70% of the market cap, over 70% of the cold cryptocurrency market cap. So what them two projects will do will dictate what the whole market does. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to. But the most important thing that you guys can do right now for yourself as investors is watch the charts, right? Don't worry about the noise. Every project will come out here and they will say to you, we are the best thing. We have these partnerships. We're doing this. We're doing that. We're doing this. We're doing that. Don't worry about it. Just watch the chart. Watch the chart. Because if the chart doesn't match, like if there's no money inside of crypto, it doesn't matter what a project's doing. It's irrelevant what they're doing, because there's not enough money in the market to move it, right? So it's completely irrelevant. So watch the market caps, watch the charts. Yes, it's great that people are out here building. Yes, it's great that the market is gaining more and more use cases around the world. But until there's an injection of liquidity, a lot of that stuff is irrelevant. And where is that injection of liquidity going to come from? That injection of liquidity is going to come from the ETF market, right? So the people that have the ETFs that are successful and that have money flowing into them, that is where you're going to see probably your biggest gains in the altcoins, right? The people that don't have the ETFs, the people that are just reliant on the retail investment or reliant on the market cap that's currently in play right now, probably aren't going to make it and be as successful as the ones that do have the ETFs coming out. So pay attention to the ETF news. And who has the most ETFs coming out right now? It's XRP and Solana, right? Them two projects right there are probably your rotation projects when it comes to ETFs, where you'll start seeing people rotate or either rotate or add more capital into the ETFs out of Bitcoin, out of Ethereum, into Solana, into XRP ETFs. And that's how this game's going to, they're either going to inject a whole bunch of new capital or they're going to start making that rotation. Because I can tell you right now, the Bitcoin ETFs, you're already up 2x on them, right? If you got in at, a little bit after launch, you're up 2x already. The Ethereum ETFs, you're up almost 2x already if you got in at the bottom. So you'll start to see this rotation of capital start to happen as these bigger ETFs start to roll out. And that's where you're going to see that additional liquidity start to come into the market. Either people are going to hold on to their profit in them ETFs that they're in, and they're going to bring new capital in for the new ones, or they're going to rotate their profits out and bring them back to the new ETFs that launched. But that's kind of what you're going to see. And I keep telling you guys, narrow your meme coin focus down to about 2 to 3. 2 to 3, maybe 4 tops, because that run is going to be so short that you're going to have to get in and get out. You're not going to have months to worry about which meme coin's going to run, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to have that amount of time. You got to figure that out now, right now, and get in and hit that run and get out. And when I say get out, have a price and dump the whole bag. Just dump the whole shot all at once, because that's how short that run's going to be. And you can't play around with these things, because with these lower market caps or these meme coins, you can go up 100x in an hour, and you could be down 200x in hour number 3. So don't play around. Get in, dust your hands, make your money, dust your hands, and get out. But with that, guys, we're up out of here. No stream on Friday. Got some family business I need to take care of. I'm going to take care of the fam, do what we got to do. I may come at you guys a little bit before I leave, but we'll see. We'll see. But we up out of here. You guys have a great day, phenomenal day. Be safe out there. Market, let's get a bounce. There's a bounce out there to be had. We're at crucial levels where we could get a bounce off of this market. Let's hope for the bounce. Let's get the bounce, and let's move this thing back to the upside, back to the positive side, guys. So with that, we're up out of here, and I'll see you guys no later than Monday, but maybe sooner. We're up out of here. Peace. Bye. Thank you, TikTok.